Most people assume that because the price tag at Costco is low, the deal is automatically good. Here is what actually happens. You end up spending more on a single trip than you planned, bringing home more than you can use, and quietly losing money on things that expire, go stale, or just sit in the garage taking up space. I have watched this happen to folks who are genuinely careful with money, people who clip coupons and comparison shop everywhere else, and then walk into that warehouse and lose all sense of proportion. The size of the place does something to your brain. I have been paying close attention to Costco for a long time. I have talked to folks who swear by it, and folks who canceled their membership in frustration. And what I have found is that both groups are right, depending entirely on how they shop there. The people saving real money are doing a handful of specific things. The people wasting money have never been told what those things are. Nobody at Costco is going to explain it to you. That is what this video is for. The biggest myth I want to knock down right now is this: that Costco is a good deal across the board, on everything, all the time. It is not. There are categories where Costco absolutely beats every competitor. And there are categories where you are paying more per unit than you would at a regular grocery store, especially when you factor in what you actually use before something goes bad. The second myth is that the executive membership always pays for itself. For some households, it absolutely does. For others, it is money left on the table every single year. I will walk you through how to figure out which one you are. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which membership tier makes sense for your situation, which products are genuinely worth buying at Costco, and which ones to leave on the shelf, how to use benefits most members completely ignore, and a few habits that will turn Costco from a place that drains your wallet into one that quietly builds your savings month after month. Let's get into it. The first thing to get straight is the membership itself. Costco offers two main tiers for individual members: the Standard Gold Star and the Executive. The Gold Star costs around $50 or $60 a year. The Executive costs roughly twice that. The Executive gives you 2% cash back on most purchases. So the math is simple. If you spend around $500 a month at Costco, that 2% adds up to around $120 a year in cash back, which more than covers the extra cost of the Executive tier. If you spend significantly less than that, say you go once a month and spend $100 or $150, the Standard membership is the smarter choice. You are not leaving money on the table, you are keeping it in your pocket. To make that concrete, a household spending $6,000 a year at Costco earns $120 back under the Executive tier. The upgrade from Gold Star to Executive costs roughly $60 more per year, so that household nets about $60 in pure gain. But a household spending only $1,800 a year earns just $36 back, which means they are actually losing around $24 annually by choosing Executive over Gold Star. The crossover point sits right around $2,500 in annual Costco purchases. Below that number, Gold Star wins every time. Above it, Executive starts paying you. Pull up your bank statements and add up what you actually spent there last year. That one calculation is worth more than any general advice I can give you. Here is something Costco will not advertise loudly. If your Executive membership cash back does not at least match the upgrade cost over the membership year, they will refund you the difference. That guarantee is real and it matters. But you have to ask. I have known folks who never knew about it and just kept paying the higher rate year after year. Now you know. And hold on, because in a few minutes I am going to tell you about a benefit that almost nobody uses, and it could be the single most valuable thing you take from this video today. Let us talk about what to actually buy. This is the heart of it. The categories where Costco consistently wins are non-perishables you use regularly, household staples with a long shelf life, and certain refrigerated or frozen items that your household genuinely goes through before they expire. Kirkland's signature is where the real value lives. Costco's house brand is not a lower quality product dressed up in plain packaging. In many cases, the Kirkland version is manufactured by the exact same company that makes the name brand right next to it on the shelf. Olive oil, coffee, nuts, vitamins, paper goods, laundry detergent, batteries. The Kirkland version of these items is routinely equal in quality and significantly lower in cost. I have been buying Kirkland batteries for years, and I will not go back. Same performance, roughly half the price over time. When you see a Kirkland item sitting next to a name brand, do the math on the per unit cost, not the total price. Almost every time, Kirkland wins. The Kirkland extra virgin olive oil is a particularly strong example worth naming directly. Food industry researchers and consumer testing organizations have repeatedly found it meets the International Olive Council standards for extra virgin classification, something a surprising number of name-brand olive oils sold in American grocery stores actually fail. The Kirkland version has been linked in industry reporting to suppliers in Italy and Spain who also produce premium branded product. You are getting comparable quality at a fraction of what a specialty grocery store would charge. The same dynamic plays out with Kirkland's Colombian coffee, which for years has been widely reported to be sourced from or co-produced with Starbucks. Whether that specific relationship holds today is something Costco does not confirm publicly, but the quality has remained consistently high, and the price gap versus Starbucks retail is substantial, often 40 to 50% less per ounce. Now let me be equally honest about what to skip. Produce is tricky at Costco unless your household is large or you are cooking for grandchildren every week. A 4-pound container of mixed greens sounds economical until half of it goes limp before you finish it. Fresh bread is the same story. Wonderful. But most of it will go stale or mold before a single person or a couple can work through it. Buying a 10-pound bag of potatoes or onions is fine if you cook regularly. If you do not, buy them at a regular grocery store in smaller quantities. I have seen folks throw away $50 of produce in a month and wonder why Costco is not saving them money. The math on waste is just as real as the math on bulk pricing. Fresh meat and fish are a different story. Costco's meat quality is genuinely good, and the prices per pound often beat the grocery store by a meaningful margin. The trick is portioning it yourself and freezing it the day you bring it home. Chicken thighs, ground beef, salmon fillets, all of these work well if you divide them into meal-sized portions, wrap them tightly, and freeze. That is the careful old way of doing things, and it works just as well now as it always did. Treat the warehouse as your wholesale supplier, not your day-to-day grocery store. Pharmacy and optical are two departments I want to spend real time on, because they are where Costco can do something genuinely significant for folks on a fixed income, and they are almost always overlooked. Costco's pharmacy prices are among the lowest available anywhere, and here is the part that matters most. You do not need a Costco membership to use the pharmacy in most states. Walk-in customers can fill prescriptions there at the same price as members. Prescription drug costs can be brutal on a fixed income, and a quick comparison between your current pharmacy and Costco on your 3 or 4 most frequently filled prescriptions is worth doing. For some common generics, the price difference is staggering. I am not going to give you a specific number because prices vary and change, but I will tell you this. I have heard from people who found they were paying 2 or 3 times more at a big chain pharmacy for the exact same medication. Call ahead, give them your prescription information, and ask for a price quote. It costs nothing to ask. The optical department is similarly underused. Costco carries quality frames and lenses at prices that are often well below what you would pay at a standalone optician or even a big box optical chain. If you wear glasses, and the majority of folks our age do, it is worth a visit. They also carry hearing aids at significantly reduced prices compared to most hearing centers. That is a newer development for the warehouse, but it is a real one. Hearing loss is something a lot of folks quietly live with because the cost of addressing it feels out of reach. Costco has brought those costs down in a meaningful way. Now here is the one I promised you earlier, the benefit that almost nobody uses. Costco's return policy on electronics is one of the most generous in retail. 90 days on most electronics, no questions asked. But the bigger thing is the extended warranty and protection they offer through their concierge services program. Televisions purchased at Costco come with a 2-year warranty through Costco on top of the manufacturer's warranty. For a major purchase like a television, a laptop, or a refrigerator, that protection adds real value without any added cost. Most people do not factor this in when they are comparing prices. When you do, the Costco price looks even better. To put a number on what that warranty protection is actually worth, a 2-year extended warranty on a television, sold separately at a retailer, typically runs 10 to 15% of the purchase price. On a $600 television, that is $60 to $90 in coverage you are receiving at no charge when you buy through Costco. Add that to any price comparison you are making, and the Costco math gets more favorable in a hurry. The concierge services line also provides technical support for electronics purchases at no cost, which is something most members never think to use until they actually need it. Their travel services are also genuinely worth mentioning. Costco travel is not glamorous, but it is solid. Vacation packages, rental cars, and cruises booked through Costco often include Costco cash cards or other extras that bring the effective price down below what you would find booking the same thing on your own. If travel is part of your life in retirement, this is worth a look at least once a year. I will not tell you it is always the best price, because travel pricing is complicated and always shifting. What I will say is that it is consistently competitive, and the added perks are real. This is a good moment, if you find this kind of practical information useful, to subscribe to this channel. I put out videos regularly that are built around the same idea, the plain, practical truth about where your money actually goes and how to keep more of it. There is no hard sell here, and no fluff, just honest information. If that sounds like your kind of thing, subscribe so you do not miss what is coming. Let us talk about gas. If there is a Costco gas station near you, and you drive with any regularity, the fuel savings alone can offset the cost of membership over a year. Costco's gas prices run consistently lower than most stations in the surrounding area, often by a noticeable margin. I am not going to give you a specific cents per gallon figure because it varies by region and market, but this is one of the most frequently cited reasons members keep renewing year after year. If you fill up once or twice a week, run the numbers for your own driving habits. For many folks, this one benefit alone covers the membership fee. Here is how to think through the gas math for your own situation. If Costco gas saves you an average of 10 cents per gallon compared to the nearest competitor, and you have a 15-gallon tank that you fill up twice a week, that is $3 saved per week, which adds up to roughly $156 over a full year. That single habit more than covers the cost of a Gold Star membership on its own. In markets where the spread between Costco and surrounding stations is wider, and in many suburban and rural markets it runs closer to 15 or 20 cents per gallon, those annual savings climb even higher. The catch is distance. If the Costco station is 10 miles out of your way, you are burning some of those savings getting there. Know your local geography before you count this as a guaranteed win. The food court is another quiet savings opportunity that does not get enough attention. Costco's food court pricing is genuinely low. Not low for a warehouse, just low. A hot dog and a drink for $1.50 is not a deal that has changed in decades, and it is not going to win any nutrition awards. But if you are shopping and you are hungry, that beats fast food on every measure that matters. The pizza is made fresh, and the prices are well below what you would pay anywhere else. I mention this not because it is a life-changing tip, but because small habits add up. Eating before you shop also helps you avoid the impulse buys that live near the sample stations. Speaking of which, shopping with a list at Costco is not optional. It is essential. This is one of the most practical habits I can give you. Before you go, write down the specific items you are there for, their approximate Costco prices, and the quantity you actually need. Costco's floor layout is designed to move you past things you did not come for. The treasure hunt atmosphere is part of the shopping experience. That is fine as long as you stay anchored to your list. Unplanned purchases at Costco are not small. They tend to be $20, $30, $40 decisions. A list is not a constraint. It is protection. One more angle that matters a great deal for folks living alone or in a two-person household. Splitting membership costs and bulk purchases with a neighbor, a sibling, or a friend is entirely within Costco's rules. A primary member can add one household card, and executive members can add additional card holders. If you have a neighbor who is also interested in Costco savings, sharing the cost and splitting the large quantities makes a lot of the math work much better. A 10-pound bag of flour shared 2 ways is a 5-pound purchase at a bulk price. That is how careful folks have always done it, working together, sharing the savings. Let me also give you a word of honest caution about a few things Costco sells that I would steer you away from. Clothing at Costco can look like a bargain, and occasionally it is, but sizing runs inconsistent and returns on clothing, while possible, are a trip back to the warehouse. Unless you have bought that specific brand there before, and you know it fits, I would pass. Books and media are typically not priced better than what you would find elsewhere, and the selection is limited by nature. Specialty supplements and vitamins deserve a careful look at the label before you commit to 300 tablets of something. Make sure the dosage and formulation actually match what you or your doctor want. Here is the bigger picture, and it is something I want to leave you with clearly. Costco is not a store you just wander into and come out ahead. That is the piece most people get wrong from the beginning. It is a system, and it rewards people who treat it like one. The folks who save the most money there are not the ones who show up most often. They are the ones who show up with a plan, know which departments serve them well, and have a clear sense of what their household actually uses. That sounds simple, and it is, but most people never do it. So here is a plain action plan you can actually use. This week, pull up your last few Costco receipts if you have them, or think back to your last few visits, and ask yourself honestly, of everything you bought, how much of it did you fully use? That answer will tell you a lot. This month, pick 3 or 4 items you buy regularly at the grocery store and look up whether Costco carries them. Check the per-unit price, not the total price on the package. Then make one focused trip built around those comparisons. If you take prescriptions, call the Costco pharmacy and ask for a price quote on them. That phone call costs you nothing and could save you quite a bit. And if you are not sure which membership tier is right for you, start with the standard Gold Star. You can always upgrade later in the year if your spending warrants it, and Costco will prorate the difference. There is no money in telling you any of this, by the way. The careful, practical approach to Costco is not something the membership fee covers or the store promotes. It is just the thing that actually works, passed along from someone who has watched folks get this wrong for years and get it right when they knew what to look for. I want to ask you something before you go. Have you had a moment at Costco, good or bad, where the experience surprised you? A deal that genuinely changed your routine, or a bulk buy that turned into a regret? Share it in the comments. I read them, and other folks here learn just as much from your experience as they do from mine. If you found this useful, there is a video coming up that I think you will want to see next. It covers the places that give senior discounts without advertising them, the kind you have to know to ask for. That one is worth your time. And if you are not subscribed yet, do that now so it finds you when it comes out. I'll see you in the next one.